from a lot of stuff. These guys are my friends, really. That's who you would find me with 99% of the time. So I think it's maintaining a inner circle of people like-minded who would, if they see it in
go off a little bit.
Yeah, they would say it without, you know. I don't want to be around people who would influence me to do things I don't want to do.
Because you think it's possible that depending on your group, your circle, that can influence you to do one thing or the other.
The band is we're like brothers, right? You know, we refer to ourselves as soully brethren, you know, because it's a case where if I see Carvel doing something or vice versa, it would be like, yo, you need to stop what you're doing.
Right. So you have that kind of, so you kind of watch each other's back, kind of keep each other in line. So, but when it comes to really living a kind of life, the same kind of life that you play, because you have to play and we have a singer and so on, but you have to maintain a certain standard. And like you said, it's not, for you, it's not a challenge. But other persons out there, say to the young men who would say, oh, well, I'm a young man, I need to learn certain things, I need to experience. When it comes to life and so on, what is the process like? You think you need to have a girlfriend, or you need to wait later on until you're ready to get married? What is your mindset when it comes to, because when it comes to boys, they think if I don't have a girlfriend, say by 15, something has to be wrong with me. Do you subscribe to that?
Well, what I can say, right? You know, all right, let me not say that. Let me not say that. But let me say something else. Right now, I you know, for me, I'm 23. I'll be 24 in 2 months. 2 months.
Okay.
Right.
Try to remember.
But at this point in my life, you know, I told myself that if I'm getting into a relationship, it would have to be something with the long term in mind.
Okay.
Because I don't have time for a fling. It's just a waste of energy, and so yeah. I don't know why it would take so long to settle down, as people say. But for me personally, I would rather not just have a relationship for a waste. It would have to be with the long term.
And that means you're not ready for long term now. You ready to get married? You don't have to answer that. What about you?
What's the question?
When it comes, I mean, is it something, your mindset in terms of relationships?
My mindset? Well, yeah, like the same thing. I was always of the belief that I wouldn't get into an idle relationship just because I see them on Facebook all the time. They're in a relationship today, they engage, then it's like it's squash, and it's all over social media. Just you can see a pattern of behavior among young people, and I think it's a waste of time. Yeah, it's I don't know how they do it, man. I mean, it's one of those things that I don't want to be associated with. I never did. So that's why, and I think parental influence, another thing. I was always kind of serious about everything I did, so me getting into a relationship, it wouldn't be an idle thing. It wouldn't be, well, I don't know what I'm doing, I just like this girl. So yeah. So
but do you see girls that you like? I mean, that you.
But I'm currently in a relationship. So.
Wow. Yeah. So that's for the long haul, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Mr. Isaac.
For me, anything I put my mind to, I just put my all into it, right? So whether it be relationship, whether it be music, whether it be church, you know, my Christian walk and thing, you'll be full focus, trying my best to be a better man every day, that kind of way, or do the best that I can, like, try to do better every day.
Every time.
So I'm putting into relationship and thing there, never take that like something jokey, you know. So I never used to be playing wild all over the place, though everybody might watch man think, I got cute and things, you know, I look so.
He looks so really.
He gets accused. People just look at him and assume certain things.
So for me, you know, it's a serious thing. I mean, I doesn't bother what people have to say. I don't try to defend myself.
Right.
So there's and I lead them, let her go with that, you know, go with it, yeah. Yeah, but I know myself, I know what I stand for, and I try to explain everything to people. That'll be the way out, man.
Yeah, it never ending, yeah.
So
where is Soul Deep going? Where do you see yourself going, say, in the next 5 years?
Wow. Boy. Let me not answer first.
Josh. Jeremy.
Well, my goal in the band is to take it to a level where it could be internationally recognized, you know, and I believe, and other people have been saying it, I believe we have what it takes for that to happen. I think I look at it like a business. It's like you start with, you know, just a little investment, and you keep adding and adding as you get returns, and we have been getting returns, and the goal is to just capitalize returns and reinvest them and just grow it like a business.
Because we have we uploaded some live sessions on YouTube.
Yeah, I got to look up some.
Right, and that basically just widened our audience. So, you know, we have people from Italy, people from Japan commenting and sharing the videos and so on. So we really aiming to take it out there. For Grenada as well, you know, to really be a band to showcase that, you know, Grenada has what it takes.
It's like setting a higher standard, kind of like that. Let's talk a little bit about some of your songs. Give us a sense of what the first. Can you remember the first song you actually did? The first song you actually did together, like
the first song we produced.
Yeah.
Well, the very first song that we produced. Can I say produced? No, I don't want to say produced.
Okay.
The first song that we recorded was actually a cover of Ajamu's King Man Love, African Lady.
Okay.
We asked him permission to record it and so on, and he said, yeah, you know, go ahead. And so we did that. It's different. It's the arrangement is different. It's a bit slower. So it's
kind of response to that. Yes,
it's like a soul song as opposed to the original was like a calypso.
Right.
So we changed the chord voicings and all of that and turned it into a real mellow type of a soul.
So sit down and listen to the words.
Yeah.
But the song is actually not really out there as yet.
Well, it did play on Swiss radio.
It played on Swiss radio, which is a different story. You know, it was good to sit and hear it, but in terms of being out there, it's
not there.
It's not there yet.
Wow. When you talk about music and when it comes to reading, and what kind of investment you've made when it comes to actually learning music as a group? So you just, I mean, usually we have people just come together, they just run a jam, so to speak. But you talking about taking music to a higher level, and I've heard you, I've seen you perform, and I know, I agree that these young men have really taken music to another level. In fact, just looking at you, you could sense the discipline, and there is something about you that looks professional, kind of like deep, and you can't, even if I don't know much about music in terms of what is actually being read or whatever, but you get a sense that this thing sounds so good. What does it take?
Well, I view the times we meet as rehearsal and not so much practice, because we have a Facebook group, and every Sunday we would put some songs in there, learn for the week.
Okay.
So by the time we get to rehearsal Wednesday and Thursday, we already know the songs individually. So when we get there, it's just kind of smoothing out, well, what are you doing? What am I doing? And that's how we've been doing it. So it's a case where before we actually meet, we go through the songs individually.
Wow.
It has to be, I mean, my encouragement to other bands, especially the younger ones, would be to approach it with some seriousness. You know, you could get carried away jamming, and then you jam for the whole night, and then it's like, what did we accomplish tonight? But we really look at every time you meet as a rehearsal to move a step forward,
right?
Rather than just play music that just disappears and you come again and do it tomorrow. You know, it would really influence when you perform.
And learning songs is one thing, but learning music itself is where, because if you know music, learning songs come simple.
Because we don't learn songs.
But when
you don't learn songs,
no, we hear a song and we play the song.
Oh.
But that comes after you learn music.
Yeah.
So you might hear a song playing, and while it's going on, by the time the song done, you know exactly how to play the song.
Carmen does a lot of practicing in his head. So,
but
how do you practice in your head now?
Yeah. Because music have a certain structure to it.
Right.
General music in general have a structure to it. So it's like once you start to understand what is the whole chemistry behind it, you could sit down and listen to a song, and when it move from point A, the first line the person sings, and they sing the next line, and the whole chord move to the next, you know exactly where they went to, just by listening to the spaces. You have spaces. So like from here to here is one space, from here to here is another space, that kind of thing.
Wow.
So to explain it,
it's very music is maths and numbers to me. Sequence is very scientific. Is a science and an art to me. So you have the scientific side of it where you break it down in a very theoretical way, and the art. A lot of people are good at the science and not so good at the art.
Right.
Because it's two different ball games. It's like knowing and doing, two different things. But for me, I break it down in a very logical way. I might have a unconventional approach because I didn't learn heavy classical music. So, but it works and we communicate. I mean.
So that's why you're able to arrange and rearrange. So you can do your own arrangements as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes we might be playing and I might be calling up a number, say 1, everybody know where that is. 5.
Yeah.
And because music have that kind of
it's numbers.
It's numbers. And any key you're playing on the numbers don't change. The numbers is the same.
Yeah. All right.
So
it's not rocket science.
No. It's not. Once you crack the code, then
then you have it.
Yeah.
So apparently Soul Deep, you did crack that code.
Well, we have some cracking to do still. A lot. We never comfortable.
Oh, I was joking. Which your trip. My question I was going to ask where in your own discretion, where are you in the scale of?
Well, we haven't scratched the surface.
I don't even want to answer that.
I mean, we haven't
scratched the surface. Yeah.
I mean, I feel good when I see people into our music and they're enjoying it, but I know that there's a lot more we can do. So it's like I'm never satisfied. I won't leave a performance like feeling like, I could relax. No.
So you're a critic. You're worst critics.
I think what we do is we would enjoy the moment and enjoy the feeling after for a bit, but then it's back to work after.
I'm probably the worst critic in the band.
Yeah, Jeremy is a
because you're looking for a flawless performance.
More or less.
Is that possible?
If you can reach to that point?
Is it possible?
No, I wouldn't say because at a certain level in music, I might make mistakes that people so. But I don't want to hear them.
I think though is excellence versus perfection.
Right.
You know, it can be excellent, but would we ever be perfect?
No.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
We'll keep.
We'll keep.
You're going after it. It's like
it's like going after it. So.
But what would you want as we conclude to leave thinking about Soul Deep? If there was a phrase or one sentence or a word that you can describe yourself, what would that be?
A phrase or a sentence or a music from the heart.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I mean that's where we come in.
Okay.
We don't play music idly. You know, somebody might say, "Oh, hey, why are you so serious about it?" We have fun, we do, but at the end of the day, we deliberately channel positive energy to people.
Okay.
So even while we're playing, we're aware of where we're at mentally.
Okay.
Because we don't want to give a negative vibe at all.
So when people listen to you, they go off feeling really inspired.
Yeah, some music that when I hear them, they seem real nice to play, but then the message behind it is
very often.
But I will sit down and listen to the song because the music behind it nice, you know. And sometimes we like to play it, but
because I mean there
are songs we hear when we're looking for songs. We would hear a song and it's like wow, the music is nice.
So
you
nice,
listen to the lyrics,
and
we just.
So lyrics is very important.
It's
definitely.
It's far more important. Far more important.
So
wow. So you want to maintain that standard. You want to make sure.
We definitely will maintain that standard.
So how do you keep your band members in order?
Keep them in order.
Do you have delinquency? Do you have struggles with people doing what they're supposed to do?
It's a case where is a democracy, you know, and everyone has a fair say in what goes on, and if there's a problem with me that the other guys notice, of course they will come to me together. We'll sit down and
we
talk
don't
about
have
it.
They don't have drama. So
we don't have drama. No. We don't have a situation where, like, as much as I'm the band leader, if you walk in and you see us interacting, you probably wouldn't even because of how we operate, and everyone has a fair say. So there's no this is what I want and nobody else has.
It's like you make the decisions together.
No, we make the decisions together.
Any other songs that you would like to mention that you've done?
Well, Jeremy wrote a song called
so you do right.
Yeah.
It's good.
I wrote 2 songs.
This Is Love. And he's working on another song called Wings of Love.
Wow. So apparently, I guess that's what we're talking about. He's in a relationship, so love seems to be there. Love seems to be there.
It would seem that we know it.
and we also we did a song last year for Independence. Our Day Has Come.
Okay, well, so you write, and it's important because that's part of the thing I find with our Grenadian artists. They will sing other people's songs, but not enough of the young persons are writing their own songs, and we have the talent.
Yeah, I think it's important when you're starting to sing songs that people know,
right?
Because if you just come out of the blue singing songs people don't know, you won't. Yeah, so you start singing songs that people know, and of course try to come up with your own material over time, so that eventually you have a body of music that you could call yours.
So are we seeing a CD, some kind of something in the near future?
Our very first project is actually an instrumental gospel album, which it's coming, not clear as we would like, but it's coming.
Okay, so you have that. You want to do your own stuff and you want to be able. So I think I'll give you a final time to say what you want to say to the young persons in the country, but I want to say also that I'm very impressed with what I've seen. Most of all, I'm impressed with the level of discipline I notice in terms of your own way of practicing and maintaining excellence and walking, as my mother will say, proper. And I think that is very important. You exemplify the essence of what a young man should look like, and this is not an impossible feat. Anybody can. So talk to some young persons. Maybe they're struggling, they had different parental influence. Everybody didn't grow up, as people say, these two boys, they grew up so sheltered and they don't have anything to worry about. What do you have to say?
All right.
So let's start with Mr. Isaac. Just talk to the young men out there.
For me, I would say it's like this. In spite of whatever background you have, whether it be bad or good, when you become of age, when you can make your own choices, it's up to you to choose what you want to do.
Okay, cool.
So though you can't sit down and be blaming people about, oh well, this is how this is how they grew me up so and so I was trained, so
I see trouble when you're growing up and
it's up to you if you want to, because you would have people that would be grew up in a home dysfunctional and they would probably just continue that, and some people will say I would never want to be like that.
Right. So you make a choice.
So you make a choice, yeah. you had to make a conscious effort to make that move, and despite of what, but you will take some kind of focus, you will take help from God, definitely. Yeah, because at the end of the day, everybody have to answer for their own, you know, for their own actions. Everybody had to answer for it. So,
Jeremy?
I would say environment matters. The people who you, if you want to do great things and be successful in life, you can't hang around people who don't have that in mind. Because instead of, you won't have an iron sharpening iron situation, they will just be dulling you out.
Right.
So it does. So for me, you know, I'm happy that I made the choice to have positive people around me, and I mean that's something I'm very seriously. I won't compromise on that. I won't, like, in choosing who I hang around. To me, that's the most important thing in life, apart from a relationship with God. Yeah, because they could either make you or break you. Like, if you're liming with poor people, I don't mean poor in terms of money. They will make you bankrupt because they will just keep taking and not giving. Right. So I want to line with. I never want to be in a situation where I'm the best in the room or I have the most to give. I want to be around people who I can both give and receive from. So wow, that's my take on it.
Well spoken. Josh?
Yeah, for me, I would like to say that, you know, in spite of what it is you set out to do, whether it's music or anything else, you have to make your mind up and decide wholeheartedly, this is what I want and this is what I'm getting, right? Doubt will come. I know, because there have been times when I said, what we really doing, you know? It's like you're kind of going back and forth, but don't get caught up in that, because those moments are short-lived. You always have to keep what you want. I won't even say at the back of your mind, right here.
At the front.
At the front. At the front. And go after it. If there's anything or anyone who is counterproductive, you have a decision to make. You know? So and you owe that to yourself.
Wow.
Definitely.
Well, very well spoken, my dears. Actually, I'm being very inspired by this short conversation, and I know this is not the end of our relationship. We have something special coming up, which we will have to interact more or less. But I'm very grateful that you took the time to come, and I think that if I could say prophetically that you are bound to make it big, because people say, oh, they want to make it big, but there are certain principles. Once you adhere to those principles, once you maintain the discipline, there will come a time when this bubble will not longer be able to hold you, and you will break out, and it will be good. You stay focused on what you have to do. Stay focused on who you serve when it comes to God, and make sure you maintain the discipline. You struggle, you know where to go. You keep together, you are bound to make it. Can I say that prophetically?
Yes,
you are bound. You are bound to make it. So I see if you have most. Yes, he has received it. That's good. You have most of the elements that you need, and when you continue to build on that foundation, you could go no way up and up. I mean, I know you since you're little. I met this young man later on. You just keep that going in that direction. You will make it big. Somebody will spot you out who have the money to make it right. Yeah. Can I prophesy that as well? Very well.
You have anything else to prophesy?
Viewers, we have been speaking with some young men from Soul Deep. We had Tavel Isaac, Jeremy Hector, and Josh Hector, and we been speaking with them today, talking about the band and what it represents, but also talking about what it takes to make life, as we say sometimes, we want to make it big as young people. You have to maintain discipline. You have to be constant in your vision. You have to go for it. And as you go for it, what you can't do for yourself, God will do for you. But you have to do some things, right? And we talk a lot about the environment. We'll say you're a product of the environment. You can make sure if the environment that you are is not making a positive influence. Like Josh said, you have a choice to make, and you can make that choice today, and it can make a difference in your life. So I want to encourage all of you who are young persons. This is a very good example. yeah, I'm not saying that these young men are perfect. They have their own situations that they're dealing with, but the basic principles of being constant in your vision, of practicing, of maintaining discipline, always work for whatever area of focus that you're at. So it has been a pleasure speaking with Soul Deep, and we hope that the information we share with you today will help somebody make a change that will make a positive influence for the rest of your life. Join us again next time. I'm Ruth Roberts. This is GIS. Join us always. We have something wonderful for you, and today is no exception. Have a good day.